tell me a little bit more about the toilet paper that's used in China. Was that traditionally made from bamboo, or did they have a wood pulp industry?
No, it's mainly wood pulp. I mean, bamboo is slightly more expensive to manufacture, so
Right.
they were using like bamboo toilet tissue, but it was just within the region, so it didn't export outside the region because it was more expensive
Okay.
because of the supply chain. So yeah, it was very much a sort of localized, regionalized thing. And then what we've done subsequently is, I mean, I've got probably a couple of things. One of the reasons, that I was really impressed with it is that the fibers in bamboo are slightly longer and rounder, so
Right.
it creates quite a sort of silky smooth effect. It also means that you get less lint. So, when you compare the products, actually we've got a better product in my opinion.
Yep. My
And
wife has made that very point about lint-free, which she really likes, because you normally get a kind of small pile on the sort of on the floor around where the toilet roll holder is. So yeah, that's certainly noticeable.
yeah, and it's particularly on glass as well, with stuff like the kitchen towel, like if you're cleaning like showers
Right.
or glass tables,
Yeah.
because you don't get the lint, it just means you use less of it. So it's quite effective as a product. So yeah, I mean, we just kind of sort of looked at the manufacturing and like the ethical supply chain and the scalability of it, and we went, this is something that we need to do.
Right. So is bamboo produced only in one area of China, or is it sort of available all over the country?
I mean, bamboo is available all over the world, Gary.
Right.
So the manufacturing technology is currently in China, but
Okay.
there's no reason in the future that we can't grow bamboo in South America, other parts of the Asian subcontinent,
Right.
even into sort of places like Africa as well.
Okay. So it needs a certain type of climate, I take it, does it?
I mean, you can grow it in the UK. I mean, lots of people have
Right.
got bamboo in their gardens,
Okay.
and they'll know. But if you put it in slightly warmer climates, the water system in the UK is perfect. Actually, we get lots of rain, but we're
Right.
probably not quite hot enough. So, in order to get like optimum farming, you kind of need it sort of a little bit more.
Okay.
Little bit hotter.
Surely. Surely. So, I mean, some people bring up the argument that we're transporting this stuff all the way from China. But I'm sure you have an argument that says it's still worth doing that from a carbon perspective. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a couple of arguments to that. Is that the wood that we're using in the UK isn't coming from Sherwood Forest.
No.
The wood that we're using from the UK is coming out of Canada, it's coming out of Scandinavia, it's coming out of South America. So all the wood that's getting moved for pulping into the toilet tissue industry has got a carbon footprint anyway.
Sure.
Where bamboo benefits is it produces more oxygen and absorbs more carbon. So it produces 35% more oxygen, absorbs 30% more carbon. So it
Right.
gets a carbon credit at the beginning. So when we compare it cradle to grave against regular tissue, we did compare it against Tesco's. We produce 60% less carbon than cradle to grave than like a Tesco tissue. And even against recycled tissue, we are 31%, because recycled tissue, while it's been lauded as an environmental solution, what's happened is that tissue is coming from offcuts. It might be coming from newspapers, and there's different grades of recycled tissue. But if it's coming from newspapers, it's got to go through quite a heavy de-inking and bleaching process, and there's chemicals used in that, and then there's a lot of carbon that's spent on the manufacturing and the conversion. So
Right.
even though it's recycled, it's actually got a carbon footprint. And then what we did is we worked out what our cradle to grave carbon footprint was, and then back in 2017, we offset it with a project working with the World Land Trust in Vietnam. So our products are carbon neutral.